Heya and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into some truly unhinged relationship Reddit threads while I build this craftsman family home. Make sure to stick around to see how these end because the plot twists are actual madness. So grab a warm drink and let's get straight into these stories. My sisters, 39F and 42F, don't like my girlfriend, 23F, because my dad, 60M, tried getting at her. Don't know what to do. To keep it short, my dad hired me at his job because he needed help. But obviously I couldn't say I was his daughter. I am 28F and at the time I believe I was 23 when I first started. Was in a relationship before I met my now current girlfriend. I met my now girlfriend at work. I was the one who pursued her and we ended up liking each other right off the bat. Before she met me, she was not looking for a relationship until she met me. So when we started talking, she asked me if my dad is my dad and I confessed because I didn't want to lie to her. A month later, she confessed to me that my dad tried getting at her and was constantly flirting with her, but I was oblivious to it until he brought her into the office and he said that he wants to be more than friends. She was shocked and quickly told him, "Aren't you married?" He didn't say anything. My dumbass confided in my sister and told her what happened and shit blew off. I deeply regret it till this day. Anyways, I brought my girlfriend over to meet my sisters and they were not happy to see her. They gave us such an ugly look and did not say anything to her. That completely hurt my girlfriend and I. Fast forward a bit, my sisters said they don't feel comfortable around her and don't want her around. I told them that this situation isn't her fault. They said it was trauma for them because when my sisters were kids, he would take them over to his friend's house, but they were women that he was sleeping with while he was married to my mum. He's always been like this and has never changed, obviously. I told them that I went through the same thing. What's worse for me was that a year ago, I told my sister I had been sexually assaulted by my little sister's dad when I was a kid, not even a teenager yet. Anyways, I put my discomfort to the side after so many years to be there for my little sister, even if he was there. Right now, I went on a trip with my girlfriend for my dad's birthday because I didn't want my sister to start anything or there to be any problems. She felt hurt because I put my sisters first rather than her. Obviously, I love my girlfriend and family, but I feel like I'm going to have to keep my sisters at arm's length. My girlfriend is giving me an ultimatum of me choosing between her or my sisters. He is retired, I don't work there anymore, I'm still in a relationship with my girlfriend, he knows her and I are dating. Has anyone been in a messy situation like this or has any advice with what I can do? I'm losing my mind and I feel like a very shitty person. If anyone else has questions about anything, I'm open to it. So yeah, this situation is really messy. I don't even know if I understand what's going on. I think OP has a girlfriend and then both of them worked at her dad's workplace and then that dad hit on the girlfriend and OP told the sisters about that and then the sisters said that brought up their trauma and they don't want to see the girlfriend now. This is so messed. I don't even know if I'm putting the pieces together. All I can say is the girlfriend giving an ultimatum between choosing her and or the sisters, probably not a great thing, but if there's sexual assault involved, if there's childhood trauma, if there's a bunch of stuff, I don't know, bruv. That is way too much and I'm just gonna leave this down to you guys. What do you think should, if you have any advice for anyone in this situation, let me know, let them know, let us know in the comments. Also, I do just want to say that it really means the world to me that you decided to join me here today. The channel's goal is reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please like and subscribe so that we can actually make that happen. And yeah, on to the next one. My husband, 32M, is convinced I, 26F, am pregnant. I'm not, but he won't believe me. What do I do? I'm truly at a loss here. This situation has gotten worrying and I don't know what to do with it. Since about a week ago, my husband became convinced I'm pregnant. I have no idea why, because I'm not. We haven't even started trying, though we do have plans in the future. We were just making conversation, and yeah, I did mention feeling tired, but that's all. A few hours later, he just came in so excited. I told him I'm not, but he won't let it go. He has made remarks about how happy he is, what a wonderful mother I'll be, what our baby will be like. Not all the time, but it has come up multiple times a day. I told him I'm not. I even took a test, because even I started wondering, and it was undoubtedly negative. I showed him, and he just got annoyed, said tests can be wrong. He didn't speak to me for the rest of the evening. The next morning, he acted as if nothing had happened. When I tell him I'm not, he just kinda shuts me out. I lost my shit yesterday when we were in bed and he put his hand on my stomach. Told him he's acting crazy. I'm not pregnant and his behavior is scaring me. He went to sleep in the guest room after that and left for work early in the morning. I haven't seen him or spoken to him today. I'm just at a loss. I don't know where this obsession is coming from. I even asked him if I gained weight, if that's what's gotten him confused. He assured me I didn't. I'm thinking of contacting his parents, or maybe a therapist or something. I honestly don't understand what's happening and I'm worried about my husband. Edit. Thank you for all the replies. I didn't expect all this. It's been overwhelming and I'm incredibly grateful. He's asleep next to me right now and I keep going through all the comments. My husband is one of the kindest people I've ever met. I promise you all that he's not trying to manipulate me or would do anything to harm me, but that does make me believe something is really wrong. I'll contact mine and his parents in the morning once he's left for work. Maybe go stay with my mum for a bit, though I hate the idea of leaving him like this. I also definitely will make an appointment with my doctor for a blood test. Thank you for all the advice. advice. So this thread is actually quite long. There are a lot of different updates. I have a few comments that I would like to read through that were left under this initial post. So this first one is, honestly, this is the kind of delusion that could easily lead to him becoming violent. I don't know if he will, and I'm so sorry this is happening to you, but I think that your number one priority needs to be getting out. This isn't a talk to him situation. This isn't a work it out. This is quite literally run for your life and get someone else to help him afterwards kind of situation. I do not think it is an overreaction to move out with zero prior warning and not tell him where you're going. Then after you're out, call his parents and tell him what's going on. I know you're probably thinking your husband wouldn't do anything like that. He's not violent. He wouldn't hurt you. There are two possibilities here. He's either experiencing psychosis/delusions or he isn't. If he is experiencing psychosis, then this is not your husband. This is some rogue part of his mind that is taking over. His perception of reality is quite literally wrong, and there is no amount of love or care for you that is enough to overcome the fact that what he sees in this world is not what is real. The second possibility is that he's not experiencing any form of psychosis/delusion. This is honestly the scarier possibility in my eyes, because that means he's intentionally trying to manipulate you, probably in order to control you and prevent you from leaving, and he may possibly forcibly try to impregnate you. And then OP responded, oof, this reply hit me hard. I appreciate it a lot. I'm very torn. I love my husband very much and I'm worried about him right now, but I feel increasingly uncomfortable at home as well. And then the same person who left the comment says, yeah, it's a very difficult situation, there's no doubt about that. I can't imagine having to deal with this, but something to consider is that you are not going to be able to help him if you are not safe from him, and if you have to be wary for him physically harming you or financially harming you, like draining joint accounts, if you say something he doesn't like. And then OP left a little mini update in the comments saying, things escalated yesterday, but I'm with my mum and his parents are at our place. And then there's a full update post that was left 2 days later from that one. Hi everyone, I hope it's okay I post this update. I really appreciate everyone asking if I'm safe, and I am. I wish I could give clear answers, but I can't. Things escalated when I tried to speak to him, keeping some of yours advice in mind. I sat him down and explained to him that I'd love to have kids with him in the future, but that I'm not pregnant right now and that his insistence worries and scares me. I told him we could go to the doctor together if that would put his mind at ease, or I could take another test in front of him. I was just hoping to snap him out of it somehow. He got very agitated, said many hurtful things, and accused me of being a liar many times. That I'm trying to keep our baby away from him, and so on. Nothing made sense, and I wasn't feeling safe anymore. I knew my husband would never harm me in any way, but this wasn't my husband. Things got worse. He did hurt me, but nothing permanent or even emergency care worthy. I also know that if he was in his right mind, he never would have done anything like this. I called mine and his parents, and I'm now staying with my mum. He did seem to calm down a bit when his parents arrived. I haven't seen or spoken to him since then. His mother, she's an angel, is keeping me posted about everything. We all agree something is very off about him, and we don't know what it is, but he hasn't agreed to getting himself checked out in any way. I don't know how they will go about it, but they say, and I painfully have to agree, that it's best to keep my distance for a bit, as most of it is aimed at me. I'm safe, so is he. I miss him so much and just want an answer as to why he's being like this. I keep trying to figure out if there were signs before or what I did wrong. Thank you for all the replies. They were a great help. It's so kind you cared to ask if I'm safe. So 2 days after that, there's a mini comment that OP left in the comments. He has apparently agreed to get himself checked out, but I haven't heard anything else. Then a couple days after that, he's in the hospital. Many people were right about it being a medical issue. I'll get more into it at some point, maybe, but first need to see what's going to happen with him. I've seen him a couple of times. Sometimes he's his normal self. Sometimes he can't stand the sight of me. We're managing somehow. Then the day after that, I don't know if anyone will see this here, but you've all been so kind to keep asking whether or not we're okay. I hope I'll reach you like this. I'm going to keep this short. My husband has a brain tumor. A lot of people commented this, and I feel an immense amount of guilt that I hadn't considered it till then. All the headaches and other symptoms, in hindsight, we had previously dismissed because of his stressful work situation and so on. I'm beating myself up that I hadn't seen it before. A wonderful team of neurosurgeons, oncologists, and other physicians is figuring out the best approach here. If there is one, we'll hear more in the next days. I've spent more time with my husband. Some moments he's his amazing self, others he's filled with anger. It's difficult, but we're managing. I wouldn't have been able to without the support of our friends and family. I love my husband. This situation is terrifying. In moments of clarity, he's trying to make me laugh, so I don't worry. That's who he is. Thank you everyone for pushing me to get him checked out. 3 weeks later, OP makes a new post titled, I'm irrationally angry at my husband for having a brain tumor. I can't say these feelings out loud, not to the people around me, so I hope it's okay I do it here. But I'm furious with my husband for getting sick. I know he's not to blame. I know he's suffering. I'm still furious with him. I can't explain it. He's the love of my life. How dare he get sick? How dare he change anything about the wonderful life we have planned? How dare he leave me so much sooner than when we're old and senile? 2 months ago, our life was perfect. How could everything get so horrible so fast? past. I love him so much it hurts, and because of that I'm so angry with him right now. I feel like a horrible person. Another update, 9 days later. It's 2 AM here, so I apologize if this is not very coherent. I'm going to step away from all social media, and I wanted to leave you with a brutally honest update. It's silly, but your support has meant a lot to me. Don't get me wrong, I have wonderful family and friends, but in a way I have to comfort them too, and I can't deal with it right now. My husband is dying. In the 5 weeks since his diagnosis, he's gotten worse quickly. Today the decision has been made not to continue treatment or even properly start it. He's not strong enough. He has a month, maybe, if we're lucky. I'm furious at the world right now, and I'm furious at him, which makes me an enormous bitch, because what kind of person is angry at their husband for being ill? I love him so much and I hate him for it. I'm sorry this isn't a better update. Wish you all the best. The top comment under that post was, fucking hell, I'm so sorry. I remember hoping it was schizophrenia and not a tumour. I'm still kinda hoping this is someone's creative writing venture, but I'm still fucking devastated for you. I know tears from a stranger on the internet aren't really a comfort, but they're still falling for you. I lost my little sister a few years ago. I love her so much. She was my world. I was like a half parent to her. I was planning my life on having her live with me. But after the very quick progression of an unknown illness, she was gone. I still can only imagine what you're going through. I'm so sorry. I hope you're already linked with palliative care. There's some amazing people. Take it literally 1 second at a time, then 1 minute, then an hour, then a day. I was taking it at an hour at a time for months after she died, and I still sometimes go day by day. If you can get grief counselling, go as soon as possible. I did phone sessions. Can give you more info if you're in Australia. I mainly used my sessions to just talk about my sister, to tell stories and remember her, to have someone new know her, sending you love and light. Then OP comments, this comment means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm so sorry for what you've been through. Our medical team has been incredible, even dealing with my emotions with a lot of patience. I just wish this wasn't the path we had to take. Then 4 weeks later, new post titled, he passed. He passed on the 16th. We had his funeral shortly after. Thank you for the messages. Wishing you all the best. Then 4 months later, a little update. Hi friends, I wanted to write a little something here. I don't know if anyone will see it or care. I probably didn't show it properly, but your words did mean something to me. I'm doing okay-ish. Sometimes the grief makes me physically nauseous, but I manage. My friends have been wonderful. For a while I took a step back from his and my family. I do regret that. I guess I had a hard time dealing with their sadness, but we're mostly doing better now. I have a dog now. My friend had to get rid of him because the living situation changed and asked me. Saying yes, initially temporary, was the best thing that happened. It gave me a reason to get out of bed, to focus on something else. Now don't go grifting your grieving friends random pets, but for me it did work out really well. I've also started working again since a few weeks, only part-time, but it's going alright, and I recommend therapy for anyone going through this. I resisted at first, then agreed, and ended up with a therapist who I didn't connect with, I realise now, and stopped again. Eventually tried again, and I'm grateful I did. I feel a lot more comfortable and heard with her. It's hard, I'm not going to lie. I wanted to die, sometimes still do, but I feel lighter than I did before. It's getting better. I still cry often, and that's okay, as my therapist would say. One step at a time. Thank you for giving me more kindness than I expected from complete strangers. Final update, 8.5 months later. Last update. I've been coming back to this account often lately, and decided it's time to let it go. It's been over a year since we lost him. It still feels surreal, but I just wanted to let anyone who sees this know I'm doing quite okay. I'm working full time, I've started a new hobby, and making an effort to spend time with people I love. Most importantly, I realise there's days where I'm enjoying myself again, and I'm so grateful for that. Don't get me wrong, it's still so hard. I miss him every day. I still go to therapy weekly, but I feel like slowly I'm moving in the right direction. Dating's off the table, but that's okay, because I have the best dog to keep me company. Thank you all so much for caring and letting me be my full grieving self here. You've made a huge difference for this stranger. All the love. Well, that was an incredibly sad. We started thinking that the husband might be manipulative, that he might be trying to control her in some way, that maybe this was some manipulation tactic or just something like clearly was wrong. Psychosis. Honestly, probably psychosis would have been better than what it did end up being, because then we found out that he had a tumor, and soon after that he passed, and that was just incredibly sad and depressing. And I really do feel bad for OP, because as they said, they had a perfect life, and now that's gone. But I am glad that they've been recovering, that things have been getting better. I'm glad that the dog they got, even though they only agreed initially on a temporary basis that this dog has become their new world, they have the best dog to keep them company now. Don't really know what to say. That was just really sad. What are your guys' thoughts? How did you think that this would go? How do you feel now that we finished this thread? Probably not great. Let's move on to the next story. My wife, 42F, wants a 4th child. I, 36M, don't. She says she'll go to a sperm bank if I refuse. I don't know what to do. My wife, 42 32F, and I, 36M, have been married for about 15 years. We have 3 daughters, 13, 12, and 9. When we got married, I was 21. I wasn't ready to have kids that young, but my wife really wanted to have children before she turned 30. I agreed, and we had our first daughter when I was 23. The same thing happened with our second and third daughters. I wasn't really ready for either of them at the time either, but I agreed because it was important to my wife. Looking back, I want to be clear about something. I love my daughters more than anything, and I can't imagine my life without them. I don't regret having them. Now, we're in a completely different stage of our life. Our kids are getting older, and I feel like we're finally getting some independence back. My wife recently told me she wants one more child because she feels like this is her last chance due to her age. I told her that I'm done having children. This is the first time I firmly said no. I feel like I've compromised on this issue before, but I don't want to become a father again at 36. I want to focus on raising the 3 kids we already have. What really shocked me is what happened next. She told me that if I won't agree to have another child, she'll go to a sperm bank and get pregnant anyway. I told her that if she intentionally had another baby against my wishes, it would fundamentally change our marriage and I'd likely file for divorce. Her response was basically, do whatever you want. I'm having another child one way or another. I'm honestly at a loss. This isn't just about whether to have another baby anymore. It feels like we're on completely different pages about respect, major life decisions, and what marriage means. Am I being unreasonable for drawing a hard line here? Is she? Has anyone been through something similar? And if so, how did it turn out? I'd really appreciate honest feedback from both sides because right now I feel completely stuck. I do want to share something that some of the comments said because I think that there was some pretty good stuff in here. OP responded to the Redditor, the Batty Witch, who had said, and that's what you need to take away from this, that they're on completely different pages about respect, etc, etc. You are. She is not treating this like a union. She is telling you outright you have zero opinion and she's going to do what she wants and you can either roll with it or divorce her. So you need to act accordingly. And then OP responds, her response would be, why does your decision not to have another child outweigh my decision to have one? And then the Redditor, oh well, fuck, says something that, this is something that I really want to share. So your answer, because raising a child together is a 2 yes decision, not a one versus the other decision. Your decision to have a child doesn't outweigh mine, and my decision not to have one doesn't outweigh yours either. Any decision is weighted to the degree you're ready to stand up and follow through with it. If your decision to have a 4th child weighs enough for you that you'd rather be a single parent to that child, then it's within your right to do it by yourself. I can't and won't stop you. But my decision to not have a 4th child at this time weighs enough for me that I'd rather only be a parent to the 3 kids I've already got, even if I have to divorce you and be a single parent to them, and it would be within my right to do that too. Since it is your body and your life, this decision is yours and I'm leaving it up to you. But it's not a decision of us having another kid together, it's a decision of you having another kid by yourself or not having another kid and continuing to raise the family we've already made together as a married couple. I don't have a decision to make about having another kid because I've already made it. I am not having another kid. If you want to make a decision to have another kid, then I will have to make a decision to get a divorce to avoid having another kid, and that is what I will choose. There is no arguing against that, and I think that I agree with this. I think that having another child, having any kids whatsoever, even if you have 0, that is a 2-way street. It's not a, oh, one person says yes, one person says no, and that's it. Like, you either decide to, yes, you're together, you have a kid together, or you decide to not have a kid, in which case you step away, or your partner decides that they want to have a kid whilst you don't, and they step away to have that kid. You're not saying, you're not dictating what they can or cannot do by themselves or with their body or any of that stuff. You're just saying that you don't want to have another kid, and so you will not be having another kid. Obviously, these kinds of situations are very difficult and all that, but you don't want something that your partner does, and your partner isn't accepting, isn't really weighing your opinion as like equal to their own, which honestly is an issue. And I definitely do agree that what the OP said about this not really being about having a kid, it is more like they are on completely different pages about respect, major life decisions, and what marriage means, because like the wife isn't respecting that the husband just doesn't want this and is willing to go against his wishes and do what she wants to do without any real, like, it seems, regard for him. And I don't really think that's fair at all to him. That's those are my thoughts, but I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I, 30F, believe my boyfriend, 37M, might dump me after a comment I made last Saturday about how I got pregnant. Last Saturday, me and people from work had a dinner and a party afterwards to say goodbye to a co-worker that is moving to a different branch on the other side of the country. After the restaurant, many of us brought our boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, etc, as agreed, and kept on partying. With time, I got a bit drunk, and at one point I was outside with a few co-workers that smoke. We were talking about bad decisions while being drunk, and at one point I said something like, I got one of my daughters made on a nightclub bathroom and the other one on the beach one night. In our language, it just sounds very ugly and irresponsible. My daughters are from 2 different men and they both fled after they knew I was pregnant. He didn't hear it because he was inside with the guys, but one of my co-workers, a woman, told him. And I believe she did it because she wants him and this way she knew she would hurt our relationship. He is a widower and has a 5-year-old daughter and he is the opposite of what I used to be. Calm, reliable, trustworthy, cheerful and a great father to his child. I can't believe I may lose him for something like this. We've been dating 6 months and I am in love with him. But alcohol took the best of me and I behaved like my old self that night and talked like I used to talk and made an ass of myself. He went on a work travel on Monday and arrived today and told me he wants us to talk this afternoon and I fear he might dump me. How can I convince him I'm no longer that person and that I've changed? So before I get into my thoughts, there is an update to the thread. First of all, thanks for all the replies, especially the ones giving advice and being supportive, and also the critical ones, which I clearly deserve but helped me understand his point of view. Well, we talked after he got here from his work trip, talked for a few hours and about a lot of stuff, and as I expected, he wanted to break up with me. He says he saw a side of me he didn't know the other night and he didn't like it at all. He felt pretty embarrassed when my co-worker mentioned what I just said to him and the other guys and they all laughed and covered their faces. Apparently she didn't know he's my boyfriend, but I don't believe her. That's a lie. She knew what she was doing, but he isn't upset with her anyway. I accepted his view and told him that for a few hours, and since I was with him, I let my guard completely down and behaved like that. But that's not who I want to be and not who I will be in the future. That I have been already working on myself and my habits, especially since I met him, and that I take him as an example and inspiration. That I've decided that from now on, no matter the circumstances, it's zero alcohol for me, and I'm going to focus on myself and my children and the person I need to be. He said that this is a great decision and that he knows I will eventually get there and wishes me the best, but still, he feels like we're not the right companion for each other and that he wants to focus on his daughter for a time and that maybe he won't be dating anyone in the near future because being a good father is the most important thing to him. He said that since I didn't really bring up completely the way I got my kids, he already imagined something similar to what I told the other night. That we all make bad decisions and that he had a difficult and wild youth with a few legal problems and violence even. After his first girlfriend died in a car accident when he was 15. He never before mentioned this. And he got mentally lost but managed to get back on track eventually and marry. So he was ready to not be judgmental because he knows what it is to struggle and really liked me and finds me very attractive and funny, but right now his daughter is his universe and he will solely focus on her again. I think the image he has of me completely changed after seeing me like that and after being embarrassed publicly by my stupid words and actions. I think he doesn't see me the same and I could see it in his eyes while we talked yesterday. I feel like such a failure and I feel so ashamed of myself. So it's over. Sorry I didn't come back earlier, but I was heartbroken and sad because he is leaving me and he is right in doing so. I would leave in his position too. I feel like without him by my side it's going to be more difficult, but I will get up and progress. Thank you everyone. Yeah, so that story is quite sad, but at the same time I definitely do see his perspective, especially as someone who's like stable, reliable, all of these good things that OP said about him. I think he's probably looking for someone who's on the same page as him to be a great role model for his daughter who's his world, because it was only a 6-month relationship. I feel like maybe if he'd been aware of all of this stuff beforehand it would have gone differently, but I think he had an image of OP in his mind and it was just broken that night and he had time to think about everything and realized that his daughter is his everything and he wants to focus on being a good example for her, a good dad, and I think that's fair to him. Like, yeah, OP messed up, it's sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, what do you guys think? I read and respond to every single comment, so do let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. Do you think the boyfriend was in the right to break up with OP, or would you in the same shoes not think this was like a big enough deal to break up with someone over? My 23F boyfriend, 23M, wants more of my time, but I feel like I barely have any left. Now he's sending me bare minimum girlfriend TikToks. I feel like I'm going slightly insane over this. My boyfriend, 23, and I, 23, have been together for a little over a year now. Overall, I absolutely adore him. He's smart, caring, handsome. I never have to worry about him in social situations and he's genuinely a great guy. As sad as it sounds, I don't know if I've ever truly been in love with anyone, so I'm not even sure what that feeling is supposed to be like. I am aware that I have a very avoidant attachment style to people, but I care about him deeply. One thing is that I don't find him particularly funny. I know that sounds horrible, he laughs a lot and we do have fun together, but I'm usually laughing at situations we end up in or when he's being unintentionally stupid rather than at his actual jokes. If anything, I think I'm probably the funnier one in the relationship. The bigger issue is that I'm a huge introvert and I really value my alone time. I genuinely enjoy spending time with him, but I also really look forward to going home and having my own space. We commute to and from work together 3 days a week, so we usually spend those evenings together too. The other 2 weekdays he works remotely, which means I realistically only get one evening completely to myself each week. By the weekend, I often feel like I haven't had enough time to mentally recharge. It's not that I don't want to see him, I do, but I end up feeling drained because I never seem to get enough time alone. When I do choose to spend a weekend focusing on my own hobbies, painting, drawing, playing video games, he'll sometimes complain that I've been sitting at my desk all day, don't want to go out or should be doing chores instead. The frustrating part is I often can't get those chores done when he's at my place because he mostly sits on his phone, and either I feel bad about not giving him enough attention or he complains that I'm not giving him enough attention. It feels like I'm expected to either entertain him or ignore everything else I need to do. Essentially, I have one evening after work each week to get all my chores done and try to mentally recharge before the next day. I've managed to get the weekends to myself, so at least I don't have to leave my house then. On top of that, I know I need to start working out because I've gained some weight, but with so little time to myself, I end up prioritizing the hobbies that actually help me unwind. It makes me feel so guilty for wanting time alone, and honestly it's becoming exhausting. Now for the thing that's actually driving me insane. Lately, he keeps sending me TikToks that are basically along the lines of, come cook my husband's lunch with me at 5 AM, or things that are the bare minimum every girlfriend should be doing for her boyfriend. Every single time I see one, I get irrationally angry. Maybe it's because we both work full time, maybe it's because we don't even live together yet, although we're planning to move in together soon. Whatever the reason, these videos make me feel like he's trying to push some expectation that I should be taking care of him in a way I have absolutely no interest in doing. I genuinely don't think anything he's done in our entire relationship has irritated me more than these TikToks, and because I'm already feeling drained by the lack of alone time and the comments about how I spend my free time, those videos hit a nerve every single time. Do you think this is something that can be talked through? So the top comment on this post is, you're only 23, you've only been together a year, he drains you, you don't find him funny, and the TikToks rightfully make you upset. At 34, all I can think is, why would you ever blow your 20s and move in with this guy? Break up! You're not 20 years into a marriage, you're in a 1-year relationship where you aren't happy. End it. Live your life. He will be fine and you will be too. And I 100% agree with that. If she wants to talk this through, that's her prerogative, do what you want. But like at the same time, she's so young, like 23 is barely you're barely an adult. You're only like 5 years into being an adult. You're like a 5-year-old in terms of adult years. Don't blow your 20s on a guy who you're not vibing with, you know? Just chill out. If he wants these specific things that you don't, okay, let him go and find them in someone else. Like, you don't have to be there, you know? If you value this relationship, do your best to talk it out, do your best to figure out where you guys are at, how you can like be in tune with each other and all of that. But like, if you value your alone time and he's not letting you have that alone time, if he's constantly making you feel drained, if he's not meeting you where you're at, just let it go. You're gonna be fine. It's all good. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Do you guys agree? Let me know in the comments. And alright, well, that wraps up some insane relationship Reddit threads. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I really appreciate you sticking through to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!